In today's episode, we're talking about Android's dessert names, why they had them and why they stopped, and all the things in between. So back in November 2007, they released a beta version of Android. And what's really interesting was they didn't actually test this beta version on mobile devices. They had to do it through emulation. And for those of you who are like, what the heck is emulation? It's essentially where you take a computer and it acts as the host and you run the software on there as a guest. And that hardware acts as the mobile device. And that's what they did to test the software, which I think is actually really cool. Anyways, once they were ready to release Android to the world, the project manager who worked on this project, and his name was Ryan Gibson, he was like, we should name these things after desserts. It would be fun, it'd be cool, people would be excited because who doesn't love desserts? So the first version that got released was Cupcake, then it was Donut, Eclair, Froyo, gingerbread, honeycomb, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean, Kit Kat, we're going to come back to that one, lollipop, marshmallow, nougat, Oreo, and pie. So before releasing each version, they actually would unveil a statue at the Google headquarters in front of Building 44, which is where the Android team worked out of, and essentially showcase this statue of the dessert for that version. And I thought that was so cool. So let me show you some pictures. So here you can see Andy, that's the name of the Android mascot, with the pie. Here you can see the lollipop and the cupcake. So in the background, you can see more. I got better pictures. Hold on. And here you go. So there you can see the jelly beans, the honeycomb, and the ice cream sandwich. Now, unfortunately, in 2022, they did remove the statues, and that's because they were doing a redevelopment of the area, and some of them are still in storage. Some were spread out throughout the headquarters property, but all in all, they do still exist, but because they're not doing dessert names anymore, we don't have any more of those. Now, let's talk about Kit Kat, because Kit Kat was the first time they actually did a collaboration with an actual candy brand, and this is a really cool story, and I really like how they did the advertising for it. So initially, it was actually going to be called Key Lime Pie, but they weren't sure if people would actually know the taste of key lime pie, like not everybody. So they decided to go with Kit Kat. And Nestle was down for it. They're like, yeah, let's do this. And it was such a cool collaboration because what they ended up doing was Kit Kat actually made an Andy-shaped Kit Kat bar. Let me show you. So there it is. I think this is the cutest thing. I really wish that I had one of these because this is awesome. I love Kit Kat. And here you can see the statue. Again, Andy as a Kit Kat bar. Now, Nestle also ran a contest where you could win a Nexus 7 tablets and some Google Play Store credits. And it was a really successful campaign. Then in 2017, they decided to do another collab with Oreo. And this one was also really cool. So where they actually unveiled this particular statue was across the street from Chelsea Market in New York. And that was the original Nabisco factory where they made Oreo cookies. So that was cool. Now, originally, that version was actually going to be called oatmeal cookies. So I'm happy they did an Oreo collaboration because who doesn't love Oreos? So why did they stop using desserts as their version names? It came down to the fact that they had this massive global market and those dessert names didn't always make any sense to all the countries. Like it just didn't translate well. And a lot of times too, the names were hard to pronounce in other languages. So they said, you know what, let's just simplify and just stick with numbers. And that's what they did. So now we just get boring old numbers, which, okay, fine. That's what they want to do. I'm sure they had bigger priorities than coming up with more dessert names. But I really feel like that was something I wish they did continue on. But things do evolve and change. How do you feel about it? Are you okay with the fact that we're down to numbers, or do you also miss the dessert names? In my next episode, I'm going to talk more about the technical side of Android, about the operating system. We're going to delve into Linux and Knox and all these other things that make Android what Android is on an operating system level. So please join me then for episode 3. Have a great day.